I wish I were a millionaire. ¿Alguna vez te has preguntado qué pedirías si te encuentras con la lámpara de Aladino y te sale el genio? ¿Qué pasaría si ese genio solo habla inglés? ¿Sabrías pedirle tus deseos de manera correcta? Bueno, quédate en este video y sabrás cómo. Hola, bienvenidos a Spanglish con Fercho. Este es tu espacio para aprender inglés de manera sencilla y divertida. También es el lugar perfecto si tienes muchas ganas de aprender algo nuevo cada día. Así que relájate, sonríe y prepárate para descubrir que el inglés puede ser tan fácil como decir hello. Wish and if only, present and past. En este video vamos a hablar de cómo expresar deseos tanto en presente como en el pasado. Este tipo de expresiones te pueden ser útiles cuando quieres decir que quieres cambiar tu presente, que quieres que tu presente sea distinto o te arrepientes de algo de tu pasado y te gustaría cambiarlo. Recuerda que si te gusta el contenido de este video y de este canal, puedes compartirlo, puedes darle like y suscribirte. Comenzamos. I wish and if only. These are two very common expressions in English to express wishes. For example, I wish I spoke German. If only I spoke German. If you see, the verb is in simple past. Actually, it's in subjunctive, but let's say it is in simple past because it's easier to understand that way. But what I mean is that this wish is for the present. I wish my present were different. That's what I mean. Every time I use the verb in simple past in this kind of expressions, what I mean is that I want to change my present. Another example is, if only I had a car, or I wish I had a car. This means that I don't have a car in this moment, and I want a car right now. I wish I spoke German means that I don't speak German in this moment, and I would like to speak German now, right? If I want to express wishes for the present and future, I could also use these expressions. For example, I wish I could speak German. If I want it to be for the future, or I want to be very specific that in the future I would like to speak German, I can use could and some expression in the future. For example, if only I could speak German next year. I can also use would to express future wishes. For example, if only I would devote more time to exercising next year. It means that in this moment of my life, I don't have enough time to exercise, but I would like to have it next year. So these are different ways to express wishes in present and future. Now, what happens if the wish is for the past? In most of the times, this sounds like a regret. Okay, I want to change my past. So like Doctor Strange, it's like I create an imaginary past and I am trying to change it, creating situations that never happened. For example, I wish I had spoken German. If only I could have spoken German. So I can use either the past perfect, had spoken, or I could use a modal verb in past using have. I could have spoken. So, like Doctor Strange, I want to change the past. Okay, I want to go to the past. I create a time vortex and I go to the past and I change it in my mind, obviously, imaginarily. Now, these structures is when I want to change the past. Okay, this sounds like a little regret. For example, I wish I had spoken German, or if only I could have spoken German. This is like an imaginary situation I create in the past to make it different. I can use either the past perfect form, for example, had spoken, or a modal in past form, which is could have spoken. Okay? In both structures, as you see, I am using the verb in past participle. So either way, it doesn't matter which one you choose, it's fine. So let's pretend that my situation is this one. Last year, I was offered a position in a German company, but my German was too basic. So I didn't get the position. What's the regret? I wish I had spoken German in that time. I wish I had learned German when I had the time. If only I could have spoken German in that moment. Okay? This is the way I express a regret. Something very important. I wish I were. Okay, I am using were every time I use these structures. I never use was. Okay, that would be incorrect grammatically. If only he were older, I wish it were mine. Okay, so this is something that we use in conditionals and in these forms. Now let's practice. You can pause the video in this moment and fill it up with any structure you think it's correct. Remember that more than one answer can be correct. So, if you're ready, we're gonna check the answers in 3, 2, 1. I wish I had more free time to relax during the week. This is a present wish, okay, because it means that I don't have time right now to relax. You can also say, I wish I could have more time, more free time. Number 2, I wish I had studied harder for the exam. I failed. Check the time expressions, which are or that those like keywords that are in green that help me to understand if this is present, past, or future. Okay? I wish I had studied means that in the past I did not study enough, so I failed the test. If only he could speak English better, he would get that job. It means that in this moment he doesn't speak English and he's trying to get a job where the English is important, but he doesn't speak it. They wish they could travel to Japan next year. Okay? This is a future wish, and I can use they wish they could travel or they wish they would travel to Japan next year. If only we hadn't missed the train, we'd be there by now. It means that we missed it. Okay? We were not there in time and we missed the train. So this is a past wish with past perfect. If only we hadn't missed the train. If only she were more organized in the future, things would be easier for her. So, a present wish for the future means that she is not organized enough, okay? But it would be a good idea that she starts to be more organized. So, if you have no more questions, that is all, and thank you. Have a great day. I wish and if only. Yo deseo y si tan solo. I wish I spoke German if only I spoke German es básicamente lo mismo. Estoy diciendo yo deseo hablar alemán o si tan solo hablara alemán. Si te fijas, mi verbo principal está en simple past, que es pasado simple, el spoke, que significa que no hablo alemán ahorita, pero quisiera hablar alemán. ¿Ok? El verbo en pasado en esta estructura significa que en mi presente no ocurre y me gustaría que ocurriera. Otro ejemplo sería, if only I had a car, I wish I had a car. Significa que no tengo un carro en este momento, pero sí quiero tener un carro. ¿Ok? Recuerda que el simple past no significa pasado, significa mi presente no es como quisiera. Otras maneras de expresarlo es con I wish I could speak German, que significa deseo poder hablar alemán, o si tan solo pudiera hablar alemán el siguiente año. ¿Ok? Con esto puedo expresarlo tanto en presente como en el futuro. Puedo expresar de que ahorita no hablo alemán y quisiera hablarlo ahorita, o me gustaría hablarlo en algún punto. También puedo utilizar la estructura con would. If only I would devote more time to exercising this year. Significa que en este momento no tengo tiempo para hacer ejercicio, pero me gustaría dedicarle tiempo a hacer ejercicio el siguiente año. Como puedes ver, estas son las estructuras para deseos en el presente o en el futuro. Wish and if only para acciones en el pasado o arrepentimientos. Estas estructuras es muy común que las utilices cuando te arrepientes de algo Por ejemplo, I wish I had spoken German or if only I could have spoken German, que significa deseo haber podido hablar alemán o si tan solo pudiera haber hablado alemán. ¿Ok? Es como si me quisiera ir al pasado, porque en el pasado no hablaba alemán en algún punto que lo necesitaba o lo requería, y me arrepiento de no haberlo hecho. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, mi situación podría ser: Last year I was offered a position in a German company, but my German was too basic. ¿Ok? El año pasado, el año pasado, me ofrecieron un buen puesto en una compañía alemana, pero mi alemán era muy básico. Entonces, no me lo dieron, no me dieron ese puesto, y puedo decir: deseo haber podido hablar alemán, o si tan solo hubiera podido hablar alemán en ese momento. ¿Ok? Es importante saber que en estas estructuras, el verbo to be, para la primera estructura en presente, mi verbo siempre va a ser were. No importa si es con I, con he, she or it, siempre va a ser were. ¿Ok? I wish I were, if only he were, I wish it were. En esta estructura no voy a utilizar el was. Ok, las respuestas son: I wish I had more free time to relax during the week. I wish I could have more free time to relax during the week. Recuerda que aquí la expresión verde va a ser mi clave o mi expresión de tiempo que me va a decir qué estructura puedo utilizar o qué estructuras podría utilizar. Aquí puedo utilizar tanto I wish I had o I wish I could have para expresar que ahorita no tengo tiempo y me gustaría tenerlo. I wish I had studied harder for the exam. I failed. El I failed me indica que yo ya reprobé. Por lo tanto, el deseo va a ser para un arrepentimiento en el pasado, que sería I wish I had studied harder. Que es deseo haber estudiado mejor o con más devoción. También podría poner I wish I could have studied harder. La número 3 es if only he could speak English better, he would get a job. Significa que ahorita él no habla inglés o no tiene un buen nivel, pero le gustaría o estaría bien para que él pudiera obtener un trabajo. La 4 sería they wish they could travel to Japan next year. Ok, uno para el futuro podría utilizar they wish they could travel or they wish they would travel to Japan. La siguiente sería if only we hadn't missed the train, we'd be there by now. Significa que ya perdimos el tren, no llegamos a tiempo. If only we hadn't missed significa si tan solo no lo hubiéramos perdido. Y la última es if only she were more organized in the future, things would be easier for her. Significa que ella ahorita no es organizada. Ok, eso sería todo. Y recuerda que si te gusta el contenido de este canal, puedes darle like, suscribirte y comentar. Ok, y muchas gracias.